You should be a little logical when choosing your iPad cases.
It's another Spike Studio product review. This time we're looking at the iPad multi-directional angle case from Case Logic.
Welcome everybody, another Spike Studio product review. This one is another case for your iPads. We've been looking at things like styluses over the years. We've looked at tons of cases. We looked at screen protectors. We've had all sorts of things going on. This was sent to us by Case Logic, and we're happy to actually get a hold of this. This is for the iPad. This is for the 2 through new, is what they're saying. It's got sleep mode and everything else. Packaging was pretty darn straightforward on this one. That's it. They put it in the case, in the plastic, it slides right out. We appreciate that. We don't like tons of extra bubble wrap and plastics and everything else. So what do we get? We actually get a nice hardback with a little bit of a rubbery type of material on the back. Not sure exactly what you'd call it. I guess it's like a rubber. We're not here about the materials, we're here about functionality. So it's a hardback case, as you can see. The plastic's in there. It's got all the necessary portholes built in, and then it has a smart cover ability, the magnet smart cover. The idea of this one, and we'll put the iPad in, is that you have these multiple levels for you to be able to lean the iPad at when you're actually using it. So we'll put this in. We will line up the proper cameras like we're supposed to. We'll listen for what our favorite thing, if those of you watch the reviews on our cases, is the click. There it is. Now, it's in there securely, and we'll cover it up. So what do we have? This back part is kind of like a strap, you could say. You know, it bends when it's open. You can't really get your hand in there, so it's not really a carrying one. That would be cool if it had a little carrying strap on there too, though. But nice and secure. The iPad's in there. It's sealed around the edges. Like I said, I can see all the ports that are available. I can reach power, volume rockers, the camera's exposed, headset jack, charging. The actual speaker is. A lot of the cases we find cut the speaker off sometimes for some reason. I'll think about it. We open it up. Smart cover. Turned it on automatically. We'll actually do it for the camera, so everyone knows we don't tell stories. Smart cover turns it on for you. So once we open it up, we should have some choices here of how we can actually display and actually set it down. So it's got these 3 ridges right here along the sides that you can actually put this into. And you see we open the case. So we're getting 3 actual angles that you can put the iPad in. So that's about it. Now one of the things I wondered was I put it this way so I could actually hold it. So what you'll find is if you actually fold it a little bit, you can actually try to sit it a little bit like this. So you can actually have that on the table type mode. So you can actually start utilizing it that way as well. So if you're typing or doing some other things. It's not as stable that way as you see because there's no lock. It would have been nice if they'd put a little catch right there on the back for it. I could have just slipped that in there and I would have had a 4th mode. But because there's no lock, that's what you get. So that part wasn't perfect logic from Case Logic, but I like that otherwise. So this case is actually supposed to have multiple viewing angles. They actually show it on the cover. You can see the 4th mode is that folded mode. What we found when we set it on the tables, and that's one of the things I just showed you live, is even in that folded mode, the rubber part, that is this edge right here, because it was so smooth, tended to slip a little bit, honestly. But all these modes of standing up, perfectly stable. Now notice you don't really have a mode that sits like this. You could fold it so you could stand it up on its end, but because of the weight of the iPad, I'm going to show you what it tends to do a little bit. It does this. So if you wanted to stand it up at the table in portrait mode, it's not made for portrait mode. It's made for landscape because as soon as you let go, the weight of the iPad with this case just pulls it forward. So keep that in mind. Landscape mode only. Otherwise, hardback, sturdy case. No slot necessarily or hook if you had a stylus on the side. Otherwise, smart cover and kind of stylish. Presume it comes in multiple colors just based upon the cover itself. We have the blue as you can see here. So we want to thank Case Logic for sending it over. A nice sturdy case for your iPad, a great holiday gift, and something else that we will be using on some of our iPads here in the studio is we're doing some work. So it's another product review from Spike Studio. We want to thank Case Logic again for sending this case over. We'll be using it here in the studio on some of the iPads. If you have a product you need reviewed, please let us know. Leave a note in the comments or reach out to us in any of the ways possible. Also, click that like button below and please subscribe to all the product reviews on Spike Studio. Thanks again.